Live from Columbia, this is WIS News 10 at 11. Live, local, now.
Good evening. Thanks so much for joining us tonight for your news at 11. I'm Greg Adeline.
Glad to have you with us. I'm Cynthia Beasley. Columbia police are working to make contact with a barricade suspect inside of a home. Investigators say an emergency call for service was made shortly after 4 o'clock this afternoon. This is video from the scene there. Crisis negotiators and officers are gathered near that home, again, trying to make contact with the suspect. This is happening in the Wood Creek Farms neighborhood in Richland County. Neighbors have been told to stay indoors who are nearby that home. The area is being patrolled by law enforcement, and as we said, that scene is still very much active. Our Andrew Fancher is following this story for us. He joins us now with the details. And we'll, of course, keep you updated both on air and online at WIS-TV.com as soon as we get more information.
All right, we're going to check in on your forecast, but first let's take a live look over the capital city. Kind of a, I guess you could say, kind of a calm night out there weather-wise, and that's a good thing. Mild temperatures for us, but it looks like the clouds will start moving in tomorrow afternoon, and perhaps we have some rain after that. Let's check in now with Chief Meteorologist Adam Clark for those details. Hey, Chief.
Adam, thank you. Well, we now know the name of the employee who died at a Columbia Pepsi Bottling Group warehouse. The Richland County coroner says 21-year-old Robin Lockett of Blythewood died at the North Main Street facility just before midnight on October 24th. Details about Lockett's death are limited at this time. The Richland County coroner is working with Columbia Police to investigate.
All Orangeburg City fire crews and some county crews responded to a large structure fire at the 1200 block of Woodbine Drive. That's off 5 Chop Road, not too far from the Orangeburg Municipal Airport. Crews were also called to assist with power lines during that fire. Here are a few photos from the scene from earlier today. Officials say everyone was able to get out of the building. No injuries are reported. Details are limited at this time, but we, of course, will keep you updated on air and online at WIS-TV.com as more information becomes available.
One person is dead after an overnight shooting in Columbia. Columbia police were called out to the 1300 block of Sycamore Avenue at 12:30 this morning. You can see that's right off of North Main Street near Columbia College. Officers say they found a man there who had been shot. Police did not release many details about this, but as soon as we learn more, we will, of course, update you.
Funeral arrangements for Benedict College alum and Richland One employee Sing-Q Wilson are scheduled. Wilson was killed after being hit by a vehicle near Williams-Brice Stadium on Saturday night. The memorial service is being held this Saturday, November 5th from 6 p.m. to 7. That's at the Ideal Funeral Parlor at 106 Darlington Street in Florence. The funeral service will be held Sunday, November the 6th at Shekinah Glory Seventh-day Adventist Church, also in Florence. The service will begin at 1 p.m. Wilson worked as a behavior interventionist at Hyatt Park Elementary. He was also the head football and track coach at Alcorn Middle School.
South Carolina State University is now requiring all of its students to participate in sexual assault prevention training. The university is partnering with a risk management company to provide these courses. The university's goal is to educate and empower students to better understand sexual violence and change their behaviors towards sexual assault, stalking, and domestic violence, among other issues. Students who fail to complete that course will have a hold put on their account. That will prevent students from participating in student organizations. Students are now getting emails with a link to complete the online training courses.
There are only 3 days left in early voting here in South Carolina. Hundreds of thousands of people have already cast their ballots. In fact, according to the Election Commission, the record for the most voters voting early was broken by almost 50,000 ballots on Wednesday. Polls are open each day from 8:30 a.m. until 6 p.m. And remember, you must have a photo ID with you when you go to cast your ballot. You can find early voting locations by going to our website, WIS-TV.com. Democratic gubernatorial candidate Joe Cunningham took part in early voting by casting his ballot in Mount Pleasant this morning. Incumbent Republican Governor Henry McMaster, as well as Libertarian candidate Bruce Reeves, have not yet cast their votes for the upcoming elections.
Next Tuesday, when South Carolinians elect the state's next superintendent of education, one of the main challenges that person will face is the growing teacher shortage. One of the state's top education leaders says a key to resolving our state's teacher vacancies will be pinpointing why so many teachers are leaving their jobs. Now the results of a survey of more than 500 teachers who did leave their jobs after last school year may help with retention. It's shedding light on why some teachers are moving from one district to another, why others say they're getting out of the profession altogether, and what could bring them back. State House reporter Mary Green has more. Well, earlier this calendar year, more than 1,100 teaching jobs sat open. We're expecting the number of vacancies at the start of this year to be made public in the coming weeks.
New data shows that the hot job market could be cooling off. We have the latest ahead of a release of October's jobs report. Stay with us. We'll be right back.